So in the emails today, you are seeing links to suggestions on how to exercise if you don't already have an exercise routine. The top experts agree now that one of the best forms, if not the best form of exercise, is what we call burst training. They believe that if you exercise for too long a period of time, you send your body into too much stress and it creates more cortisol, which is your fight or flight hormone, and that actually destroys neuronal connections, and it can add to a negative impact on your body on a lot of levels. So we don't want more cortisol. A good level of exercise gives us a higher tolerance for the cortisol that we release during the course of our life, and a little bit of cortisol is good. So it's all about balance, and it's all about not too little and not too much. Exercise gives us a higher tolerance for cortisol. Exercise also keeps our lymph system flowing. It gets our muscles flowing. It opens up our cells. It helps us to detox. There's so many positive things about it. Burst training is, in essence, short time frames of high intensity exercise where you're going all out for, say, 30 seconds or a minute, and then you take a break for 30 seconds or a minute. And usually a burst training routine will only last 12 to 15 minutes. Anybody can find 12 to 15 minutes 3 times a week to do this. You can find videos on this. You can find YouTube videos. There's some attached. And these will help to get you started without costing you anything. If you're like me, who has to make decisions all day long, I really like to do classes and go to a gym or go somewhere where they have classes where I don't have to think that hard. I just have to follow instructions. I can't always find a class, but I do like classes. One of my favorite types of exercise is Pilates, which has to do with short, controlled muscle contractions, and it's primarily working on your core. And some of the best results I've seen are doing Pilates types of classes. They also have things called barre, which is a form of Pilates types of exercise. Yoga is similar. I'm not going to talk about yoga on this exercise video. I have mixed feelings about yoga, but I do really like Pilates, and it's interesting that focusing on your core can actually produce results in toning and definition in your arms and legs as well. Go figure how that works, but it does. So figure out what's going to make you happy. Remember, every change we make because we attach a good feeling to it. We imagine ourselves feeling good doing it. And that's how I felt about exercise for a long time. I've enjoyed exercise, but I don't enjoy every type of exercise. So a lot of times people who run or do that type of thing, they get attached to the runner's high that they get at about minute 6 to 10, depending on how fit they are. And that runner's high lasts for a little while, and then they may have another motivation that keeps them into that. I'm not quite sure what marathoners do to push through. But again, I don't necessarily recommend long distance running as an optimal form of exercise. So set some consequences that make you feel good to help reinforce this. Maybe give yourself a treat for completing an exercise routine a few times. Exercise is hard if you're out of shape. It's hard. It takes a lot of effort and energy. You're sore. Those are detriments to people who have not made exercise a normal routine. So you have to give yourself some incentive that feels good. Remember, what fires together wires together. And if we wire exercise and feeling good somehow together, we will embrace it and it'll be a part of our routine. After a while, it just makes you feel good and you want to do it, and you see the results in your energy level, in your happiness, in your muscle tone, in how you overall feel about yourself and feel in general. As we move towards thriving, and as you move into thriving, it becomes easier to do all these things and easier to leave off the old things because we want to stay in thriving. Okay, so go out there, read some of the links, download some of these YouTube videos, and search for some burst training, that type of thing. If you have a discretionary income, go try Pilates or barre, one of these types of classes, even for men. Pilates is recommended for men as well. They're good stretching techniques. Also with the breathing and the stretching and the slowness, you are opening up your lymph system. And this is one of the benefits of yoga, is the breathing and the stretching helps your lymph system flow. It's about opening, and our lymph flows through our body. It flushes out toxins, and it's a really, really important thing, system in our body to get functioning and work well. So go out there and pick something this week and get started right away.